Hello, good day everyone and welcome to my channel. This is your MAPE teacher, Jeffrey A. Sauro of Daniel R. Ganaldo National High School. For today, we are going to discuss music as one of the components for MAPE, and I'll be explaining to you the Module 1 for Quarter 1 Music. The title of our module will be The Music of Medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque Period. So as you go with the module, I will be discussing to you parts by parts and how you're going to deal with your module, as well as how we're going to perform the different tasks provided in the module that you can easily do it in your houses or in your home. So basically, you're going to start with what I need to know. So on this module, after going through this module, you are expected to, meaning to say you have to learn something after this. Number one is describes the musical elements of selected vocal and instrumental music of medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque period. And then you are going to identify the musical elements of selected vocal and instrumental music of medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque period. Create a slogan on how the medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque period music expresses about and appreciate the importance of vocal music during medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque period. So it's very important that after this module you have to learn something. You have to get something, even if we are just talking about modular system, no, printed modular, I mean. And then after that, you're going to answer matching type in what I know. So basically, you're going to match column A with the proper answer on column B. So you're going to write on the answer sheet your letter of choice for every number in the table. And then after that, you're going to have multiple choice. Then you're going to select and write also your letter in your answer sheet according to how did you understand the question and what is your answer about the 5 questions in what's in. After that, you're going to have the match it type again and what's new, and then we have here match the historical and characteristics of to its period which it belongs. So simply you're just going to select the different periods, medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque on the different historical and its characteristics. Then, this is very important, guide questions. You're going to give your own idea about the question. How did music change during the medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque eras? This is on page 3. No? So you are going to answer this according to how did you understand. Please don't forget to answer importantly those questions which needs your own idea. No, it doesn't matter if you got perfect on the matching type and on the multiple choice, because some of which you are just copying it from the answer key. And what we need most is your understanding and your idea. How well did you understand the different concepts, the different inputs the module provided you? So you really have to read, you have to understand, and as well as you have to showcase what is your learning on the different parts of the module. We also have here question number 2. What were the main characteristics of the 3 eras? So you have to identify all of those. And then number 3 is why was music important in the 3 eras? Then you're going to answer the question. That is in page 4. And then after that, you're going to read some of the inputs about musical of the medieval period, music of the Renaissance period, and music of the Baroque period. So meaning to say, you are going to read and then you are going to trace out the different historical and the different characteristics of these particular eras. And then on page 7, that's what's more, this is something to do with your performance tasks. So you're going to have the slogan. You're going to create slogan for these particular samples of music in the different eras also. So we have here, listen to the links below that features and make a slogan of what the music expresses about. Write your answer on a sheet of paper. You will be rated according to the rubric below. So I have understand that it's also quite difficult in your part if you are not able to access the YouTube, or you don't have the luxury of getting into YouTube because you don't have data with you, or shall I say it's a matter for you to consider because the internet signal is very poor in your place or in your area. What I am going to ask for you guys is to directly create slogan. Even if you are not able to listen to these particular links, just go with refer your slogan to page 4 to 6 or page 4 to 7, because you can get the idea about what is medieval, what is Renaissance, and what is Baroque. It's very important that your slogan will reflect on your understanding about what is medieval. That's number one. Another slogan you are going to create is for what is Renaissance. And then another slogan you're going to create for what is Baroque period. You just go simply creating your own slogans, and you're just going to submit it in an answer sheet type. I mean, you are just going to put it in answer sheet. So it doesn't matter if you are not able to listen. Again, I am going to consider the budget, the opportunity to have data, and all of those things, because might as well there are really problems when we are going to have data, no? So that's the reason why I am just trying to make it simple and make it what do you call this, appropriate for those students who are not able to provide themselves data and internet. So next is on page 8, you're going to have Venn diagram for what I have learned. In Venn diagram, you're just going to make comparisons, and you're going to also include their similarities, no? So there are 3 eras we're going to talk: medieval period, Renaissance period, and Baroque period. So in page 8, you're going to see 3 circles. That is one for medieval, another one for Renaissance, another one for Baroque period. But there are some parts of the circles which you could somehow see on part of the medieval, and some part would be on Baroque period, and another one will be some part of the Renaissance, another part of Baroque period, or there are some parts of the medieval and Renaissance period. What are you going to do with that? Now, in that particular parts of the circle, you're just going to put there the similarities. For example, for medieval period, what have you understood about its characteristics? Okay? And then when you are going to see some parts na kabilang doon sa kabilang part naman ng era, you're just going to put there the similarities. Okay? And then on the other hand, if you are going to see the other way around of the circle, you're just going to put there its own characteristics. Meaning to say, if the parts of the circles are somewhat interrelated or somewhat interconnected, you're going to put there their similarities. For example, nagpang-abot si medieval at saka si Baroque. Yung circle nila, kumbaga, nagpang-abot yung areas, you're going to put their similarities. Kung tatlong eras, for example, nagpang-abot si medieval, kasi may nakikita ako dito, nagpang-abot si medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque period, you're going to identify ano yung similarities nilang tatlo. Okay? So yun lang po ang parang pag-trace natin on the characteristics, and even on the historical background, you're going to, or somewhat you can use that as part of the similarities and or differences. So you're going to consider the references provided in page 4 to 7 again for the Venn diagram. And after that, you are advised to have musical composition. So you're just going to put there the idea on how you are going to have your musical composition. So in musical composition, again, if you're not able to find time, or even if you don't have the data, you can still create musical composition because you're just going to write down the lyrical form. When I say lyrical form, it's the text of your composition. So what you have understood on the three eras, you can use it as a motivation, as an example for you to create your own musical composition. You don't need to provide, not like with the slogan, that you're going to provide slogans for every era. That's like one for medieval, one for Renaissance, and one for Baroque. In the musical composition on page 9, you are just going to simply create one musical composition, whether it's from medieval inspired musical composition, or for Renaissance, and or for Baroque. So again, for musical composition and task, musical composition for page 9, you are going to produce only one, and you don't have to provide me musical accompaniment. I just would like to have your lyrical form or the text on it. It's okay. But if you are somewhat musically inclined individual that you can produce me the notation for that, that would be very better, no? So it's additional points for that if you could provide me the musical notation for your composition, because really it's somewhat providing the musical elements that you need to learn for the composition. So mean to say, in different eras, there are certain elements or style of music that you are going to learn somehow if you are able to listen to its music in YouTube. However, if you are not able to do it, then definitely you are going to simply use the reference or the inputs in page 4 to 7 as part of your idea to create your musical composition, no? So again, if you're not able to have the luxury of searching for your YouTube or searching the music in YouTube, then use the reference as your guide on how you're going to create your own musical composition, and try to also consider the rubrics provided in page 10. So after that, you're going to have your assessment. You're going to answer modified true or false, and then on page 11 you're going to answer multiple choice, and on page 12 you're going to have additional activities, and this is very important, that you are going to answer according to how well did you understand the module or the lesson provided in the module. So we have 3 questions here, and we also have rubrics on how we're going to rate your answers or your reflections on that particular questions. And then that's it. After that, you can browse now the answer key on page 20. And again, open your answer key or browse answer key after answering all the parts, or if you have answered all the parts in the module. Do not rely much on the answer key, and do not rely also on multiple choices and on matching type, because that is very low in grading system. What we are banking much is on your answers in the essay and your personal perspective or views with regards to the lesson. So try to give high and more emphasis on answering those tasks rather than having matching type that you could simply copy it in the answer key, because that is what we have observed in the answer sheets provided by the students last school year. And of course, we know now how we are going to deal for those particular students who are relying much on the answer keys. So again, please be reminded that these modules were designed for you to learn, not for you to copy and cheat. So that's it. Goodbye everyone. Have a nice day. Keep safe. Until next time when I am going to produce arts. Thank you.